shoot, I'd have to think about that a while. What did Tony and I do?
Shoot around
Too bad he's not here.
You want to come on in then?
Built, I'm texting my daughter too. He built models. He did a lot of
the model,
cars.
Yeah,
You know,
he
like
loved that type of
little
thing.
model cars, and then Tony was very artistic.
Okay.
I think much more so than me. I mean, like he got her artistic ability, but I mean, he played sports. Tony was sports guy, and the big guy on campus.
So was he a tall guy on campus too?
6'3".
Big guy, bulky.
He
Yeah,
was a quarterback and football.
quarterback.
Played basketball and did track. I think he did track.
Well, now it may be hard to believe, but I often ask myself, how did we have such good-looking kids? Because now look at her, and Tony's a good-looking kid.
Yeah.
Oh, young man.
Okay.
Yes. Funny. And I thought, I don't know how that happened.
And Tony was born in which year? What year was Tony
63.
born? He was born in 63. Okay, so that makes him now 60.
I thought it was 64.
Right?
Oh, it was 60. Maybe 64.
Yeah, it was 64.
Yeah, 64. Sorry.
Okay.
64.
Okay, got it. So what are some of the memories you remember, you and him getting into it, or you and him, whatever the stories are, that maybe she knows, maybe she doesn't, that you would like to flash back to high school stuff?
Well,
grade school, high school stuff.
He never liked any guys that I dated.
Okay.
They were all afraid of Tony. I mean, like, they were scared to death of him. And, but I remember one time they were somewhere, I don't know, and I wanted something to eat, I think. I wanted, like, let's order a pizza, and he was driving at the time, and I wasn't driving. And he said no. And I threw scissors at him.
Did you know that?
No. Oh my gosh.
It was crazy. I mean, like, I just like threw him like down to the ground or whatever.
You didn't stick him in his leg?
No. But I do remember that. I don't know. I never got along with his friends. Now I do, but I mean, like, his friends always teased me, and
because you were the little sis.
Because I was a little sister.
Yeah.
And so,
did they ever like hit on you behind his back, and then he found out about it and beat him up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One time.
Let's tell that one time.
One time.
You can leave the guy's name out, but what was the situation?
There was a party, and we're at the house, and one of his friends was like hitting on me, and Tony was not having it.
Wasn't this when we were gone?
No. Oh, that's another story. Story. Yeah, that story is Tony was in college, and they were gone on vacation, and my neighbor and I were going to have a big party. Well, I got scared. Well, plus I had a babysitter, and but we were going to have a party, and I got really nervous because I'm like, oh my God, all these kids are going to come here, and she's got antiques here and there, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to be in so much trouble. I called Tony. He was at Franklin. I called Tony, and he comes home.
So you ratted your own party out.
Yeah. But we ended up going to the neighbors.
Okay.
We ended up having the party at the neighbors.
Okay.
And so, but my babysitter, she was mad at me. So she was like upset with me. And I was going to be in her wedding. She was going to not include me in her wedding after doing that to her.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just a mess. But but now we talk about it and have fun. Whatever, So it is what it is.
All right. So this is a question for you, Pam. Out of all the aspects of your personality, drive, and how you deal with people and different things, what are some things that you think mirror your mom, and what are some things that you don't have that you admire about her personality?
That's going to be a tough one.
It's a real one.
Well, let me just say, everything she does it slow. I am not slow. I do everything fast. But she says
it only takes a little bit longer to do it right.
But I still can get it I can be quick and be fast. I probably her patience. She's got patience of steel, and her unconditional love, and she's always there, no matter what I've done, or if I've not been an angel, but she's been right there, supported me through it all, and I admire that, and that's what I try to learn, I think, and want to show my kids too. It's like, and we live together. We live together now. And and I know I get on her nerves and she gets on mine.
Nothing gets on my nerves.
But yeah,
I don't think I have any nerves.
You're all out of nerves. They're all down the river now. Gone.
They're all gone.
Right.
They're all gone. But no, I mean, like, she just is so easygoing. I hear these other mothers and daughters, like, they could not live together. They could not be in the same room for over an hour because they'd just be yelling at each other or fighting of some sort. She's just,
All right, so we're going to get real specific, okay?
Okay.
So, and I'll give you a couple examples. When I was a kid and there was candy bar sales contest for the school, my mom was like, you're not going to sell the neighbors. You're not going to sell the cousins. We're going to go into Broadable every day after school and you resell employees because they're hungry at 3 o'clock and there's 10 people per door. And you're going to do that every day. And I was top sales 2nd, 3rd, and 5th grade. But she came up with that idea for me. There's situations that a mother will instigate something or tell you to do something and they become benchmarks or they give you advice at a crucial time. So let's kind of start chronologically. What are some things you remember that she had your back or made you enlightened and made you think of something outside the box or whatever in the high school realm, and then kind of moving on from there? What are some situational things that you're like, I wanted to do this and she poured me, or I wanted to do this and she said you shouldn't and that was the right call? Like what are some of those situations?
She always encouraged me to do whatever I wanted to do. And I mean, but she'd also, she was always one step in front of me. It wasn't like she was a mom that I was able to like go and do whatever. Oh no. She like knew what I was doing at all times. But she always encouraged me. And she always I remember when I was trying out for cheerleading, I think, and I I pulled a muscle in my leg or whatever, and I couldn't do it. And then I tried out for pom-poms, I think, and I didn't make it the first year. And, she was just always there to encourage me and to build me up and lift me up as far as like, it's okay, don't get down about it. Go right back at it and do it again next year. So, I did and made it. And so it was just mostly just encouraging me. I mean, like, she was never the type of, never said a word that was demeaning or put me down.
Right.
Because I know that, or what let me see. There's a word that I want, like, I know there's like situations, I think, that kids and parents, there's so much, what's the word I want? It's, there's so much pressure, I think, sometimes parents can put on their kids. My parents never put it was just like, they wanted us happy. They wanted us well-rounded. We traveled a lot growing up.
So let's touch on that for just a second. Where's some of your favorite places you went as a family? And then we're going to see if you can remember some things from this. Where's some of like top 3 favorite spots that you guys went?
Well, they belong to the Ambassador Club. I don't know if you remember that. they belong to that. So one year we went to, it was one of my spring breaks, we went to Bermuda.
Okay.
And we had a great time though. I mean, I couldn't get a tan because it was cold, but Tony and my dad golfed every day. But my mom and I they had like a tea in the afternoon. I don't know. I just kind of remember that. I just remember, what I remember most though is we had a cottage on Culver on Lake Messincucky. And we spent our summers there. And we also spent our summers before we went to Culver in Ludington, Michigan.
Okay.
Those were my favorite trips because we went boating, we went water skiing. It was just, those were fun, great memories. And we just took, I mean, everybody, my brother and his family, my mom, we went to Ludington last summer and took everybody there and just kind of reminisced and just kind of had fun letting them all see what we did growing up.
Right.
But I'd have to say those were like my fun.
So do you remember anything specific that happened up at the cottage that was a big memory of the dog eating the turkey or like anything
Well, we had
some fun memories?
We had a squirrel
Okay.
get in the cottage.
Okay.
So anyway, so Jeannie, the owner, so I was best friends with her niece. Okay. And they were the ones that stayed right next to our cottage.
Okay.
In Culver. So we like spent every summer together. And so there was a squirrel that got in our cottage and we're in there and we're like on top of the table. The squirrel is going all around. Oh, there's Cache.
That was at Culver. A lot of good times. It was good memories. And those memories are great. They are great.
So you just jumped in the mix.
I
You're
did.
the third generation.
Wow.
Cache, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So we've been covering, it's really easy in something like this to be general, but it's a lot more fun to be specific about situations that happen that you can recall.
Okay.
So for example, we were just talking about the cottage on Culver, right?
Right.
Did you ever go there when you
No.
were a kid?
No.
Okay. So we're going to redirect to you and have you guys jump in. So where was the first vacationing places you remember hanging out with your mom and going and maybe even, Patricia being involved? What were the first kind of family vacation places you remember going?
I mean, I think the most important one is our Christmas tradition is what we do every year. It's a 3-day weekend doing shopping and Christmas activities. But we've been doing that. This is our 31st
Since you were a baby.
Yeah.
year. So
Okay.
with me.
Okay.
So I think that's like the main one. Vacation wise.
Maybe the cruise. We did
we did a cruise for the 50th anniversary.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that was memorable.
Where'd you go?
Well, we flew into San Juan. So we did
Puerto Rico.
the eastern part of.
We thought we were going to
Caribbean.
die on the way home
Yeah.
because we were in a thunderstorm and the plane got struck by lightning and we barely made it home. It was the
awful.
craziest, worst
mean,
experience.
I thought her dad was having a heart attack.
Yes.
Oh yeah. He's crying. I'm trying to console her. My son is sitting with people he didn't even know and he didn't even care what's going on. And my mom and dad are trying to like console Michael. And then my brother and all of them were in the back of the plane. It was crazy. My cousins, I mean, like there was like, how many of us that went? There was a lot of us.
I've got a picture.
Like 15
Oh.
of us.
Yeah. But it was crazy. But we made it. We got into Atlanta.
And Cache, how old are you?
31.
31.
Mm-hmm.
And what's one of your favorite memories of being at your grandmother's house when you're growing up? What are some, not just general statements, but some things that went down that happened that were fun moments and whatever, anything you could pull out?
I think one being when we were younger, because we lived 2 hours away, we made it a thing during the summer to go for a week. And so during that time, Nanny had weekly activities. We went to Kokomo Beach. There were times where they would take us to Indiana Beach, just she and Papel and me and my brother, and spend a weekend there. And but I think most of our weekly times were spent there. One in particular, when I want to say I was 13, our first dog had passed away.
Okay.
And I don't think I'll ever forget this for the rest of my life.
Right.
I had just gotten off the phone with my dad, and I kept asking, how's baby doing? How's baby doing? Well, they didn't want to tell us that he had passed. And so they just said it doesn't look good. So I got off the phone crying, knowing that he was sick, but not thinking that he had died. Well, Nanny thought that they told me. And Nanny said, oh my gosh, it's just life, and things like this happen, but we just have to keep it in our memories. And I said, what do you mean?
I don't even remember.
So she felt so
that.
bad that, if this really does tell my age, Freaky Friday was out in theaters. And so because she felt bad, she took me on a girls' day. We went shopping. She got me an outfit at Limited 2. And then we went to go see Freaky Friday because I was dying to see it in a movie theater. But I don't think I'll ever forget that.
Okay. Anything pop up in your brain that's as she was talking? Anything specific moment stories?
No, I mean, like they would like spend a week with my cousins or with their cousins, my nephews.
Anybody ever get hurt? Any situations of like on the boat and something bad happened or anything, or
No, thank God.
some coyotes coming up maybe?
Wow.
I don't really think we were like too adventurous, really. She taught me how to cook.
Okay.
Noodles. We always made like homemade noodles and pies and chocolate mayonnaise cake.
It's delicious.
But
She's a good cook.
other than that.
So what's one of your favorite things that you cook that you picked up and you still cook? And if there's anything vice versa to you, that the passing down of favorite recipe situation.
Oh, I've got a couple.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So I've got a pink dip that her mom made, macaroni and cheese, homemade macaroni and cheese, and meatloaf.
Yeah, we don't eat meatloaf. But I was gonna say put up corn.
Oh yeah, put up corn, which is
yes.
we say put up corn, but it's not really. It's like she would
Frozen corn.
Frozen corn. Yeah, you know, like you
Shuck the corn.
and boil it and freeze it. It was the best.
Used to when we would go to, and I remember Stephen would say, "You got any put up corn?" And it's just frozen corn, you know, but it is very good.
Oh my gosh, we don't have that anymore. She couldn't do it.
All right. So what are some aspects that you see personality wise from your grandmother that are in your mother? And then also things that are different. Let's bring it out. Let's bring it out.
So we always say that the two of us are a lot of alike because we don't really take bullshit. We don't really care. And so we kind of just speak our minds. But with her, anyone she meets, she's like best friends with them. They're like the most amazing person and they just do no wrong. So I guess that would be like a difference between the two of them. I mean, the three of us are
two pieces.
Like,
we're all alike.
I mean,
everybody says we all sound alike.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Everybody says you always sound alike.
We're definitely, I think our personalities are a lot alike. And we are just alike. But I feel like I'm a lot like her.
Yeah. I think I'm more like my dad.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say
Mm-hmm.
they're not as, I'm more like her than she is.
Yeah.
Okay. So how were you and your brother kind of as a dynamic, siblings in relationship to how mom would handle you guys either from disciplining or getting along or whatever? How would you describe you and your brother?
My brother and I have always been close. So we've always been raised as like best friends. Of course, we would do the sibling like rivalry, but I was always one, like my dad would say, you could say, put Cachet in a corner and she'd stay there for days on end. And you tell Christian and he's gone within a second. And I feel like that's kind of how we are as adults. Like I'm very much like if I ask for advice, if I need something, like I definitely go buy like the book on things. I'm very much a very type A, I guess you would call it. Whereas my brother flies by the seat of his pants like her. Like there's they're very spontaneous. They really think about anything. They kind of just do. Her favorite saying is live life to its fullest. You really will just figure it out on whatever. Whereas I'm very like, I have to think about it. I have to do it. And then it happens where they just, if they want to do something, like they're just going to do it. It doesn't matter who's in front of them or what is going on. They just do it.
So if you could bring up some fun memories of you and your brother with your mom in high school, and the same thing with your grandma in high school. Some things that you can remember you guys doing with that.
With mom, we had very spontaneous, like our house was always the house where all of our friends came. Our parents were always the ones who were like involved with everything. If there's like something specific.
Yeah, some memories.
Your birthday parties.
Yeah, my birthday parties, but it was snowing really hard one night, and so we packed in the car, and mom's like, let's go to the parking lot, we're going to do donuts. And I'm like, who the hell does this other than us? Nanny never, especially with Christian, my brother played basketball and they never missed a game. I
stayed
cheered
home from Florida. Really, I remind him of that.
Yeah. I cheered, so they made it to a lot of my competitions. They came to my games as well, but they really never missed any of Christian's games.
So and your brother is Christian, right?
Yes.
Christian. So if each of you, and if you'd like to say first, we'll go hierarchy, obviously. How would you describe Christian's personality, and what I guess what's kind of some of the favorite situations that you'll always remember? There was a precious moment with you and Christian. If he was older, if he was, in the dating world or something with sports, but how would you describe his personality? How would you describe him? And then what's just a couple favorite moments that really will always stick out?
Well, their parents did not believe in spanking. Well, this old woman did. And I remember, I'll have to say, Cachet hardly ever did anything that needed a spanking. Christian was a different story. And I can remember one time, and it was at their house. And, I don't know. Christian had done something, I can't remember now what it was. And I really chewed him. I probably smacked him. Because, I still believe in spanking sometimes. I don't mean to beat him to death, but spanking. But I remember one time, Christian did something, I have no idea what it was. And anyway, I spanked him. Oh, he went up that stairs just bawling. Oh, you just thought I really did something terrible to him. I don't know how, it was no time at all till that kid come down the stairs. And he's just a smiling and a laughing. I will always remember that about him. Because, you just thought I just, really, but, and it wasn't no time at all. So he come down, and I don't know what it was he said, but I can still see him this day, just standing on those stairs, laughing, big smile.
So obviously, since you were there every second of him growing up, you have a bazillion memories. But what's some fun ones, or some, oh my God, can't believe this situation just happened? High school, late grade school, that era with him.
I don't know. When my kids were little, we did all kinds of things together. And with Christian, he was ornery. He was ornery. I'll never forget this one time he gets up in the middle of the night and makes himself like a smorgasbord. I mean, like literally, we hear something downstairs and he's up there on the counter. He's got all kinds of food out there and he's just having a good old time. And that's what he would do. I mean, the kid never stopped eating. And he was a little chunker when he was little. And then he went through a growth spurt, I think, in grade or middle school. And he like truly transformed into this kid that it was unbelievable, because truly he was like this little fat kid and then turned into this tall, skinny
stud.
Yeah. I mean, truly. But you know what I loved taking my kids to their practices and taking them to school. That was like our time. That was our time to like talk about like their day. Even when they had games or whatever, we would like listen to crazy music in the car and have. Okay, they grew up to AC/DC.
Nice. Okay.
Yes,
All right.
AC/DC. I mean, that was the song the music they grew up to, and I just loved that part of their life of just having that morning time, taking them to school, picking them up after school, taking them to all their activities. I mean, we'd be running all over creation because I mean, like she had dance, cheer. Christian would have basketball, baseball, football, whatever it was. But I don't know. There's so many memories, and I cleaned a lot. So Christian went and got this spray bleach, and his car. I mean, thank goodness it didn't like hurt him or anything else, but his carpet had all this white bleach spots all over it because he thought he just got the wind ducts. He was going to clean his mirrors, and but anyway, it was a bleach spray. So I do remember that because the spots I think are still in his bedroom. I don't know. We just like I would take the kids like during their Christmas break. We would come over here to Indy, and we went to the Pan Am and went ice skating, I think. And it really got bad, where the weather really was bad, and we had to end up staying in Plainfield because we couldn't even see. It was like really bad. So that was kind of a spontaneous, fun, time that we got to do that. And I don't know, we just had fun and a good time. We all like jumped out of an airplane together.
Did you?
We did that.
Who dropped first?
I did.
She did.
Were you freaked out after she dropped?
So
and
I thought I was going to be smart and say, I'm going to be the first one on, because then that means you're going to be the first one off. Well, no, the first one on is the last one off. So I had to watch everyone. And I was like, I could not believe, because you're like at the edge and you're done.
Yeah.
So
I said, thank God I went before them.
Tandem or static?
Tandem.
Okay.
Oh yeah, tandem. Yeah, for sure. But it's like,
and they came and watched.
Yeah,
they watched.
Oh yes.
Were you freaked out?
They were there to watch.
Patricia, were you freaked out?
I wasn't about to do it myself.
But they were always there, no matter what we did. They were always there. No matter what my kids did, they were there. No matter what we did. I mean, when I would run the mini, they'd be there. Yep. So
we enjoyed it.
All right. So this is one of my faves. And each of you have to be specific on this. And if money was no object,
Mom already thinks that.
cut. But here's the real specific of money no object. And each of you has to do this about the other two. Okay, so you got to address this about your granddaughter, and you have to address this about your daughter. All right. What experience on the planet would you want to take them to that you haven't done, or maybe you've done a ton, that you'd want to experience it with them to expose them to what you like or expose them to a situation? Could be seeing the opera in Moscow, could be doing the blah, 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 wherever. If you got two wishes that you could take Cachet here or Pam.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can I have a little time to think about that?
Yes, you can.
I don't know what to say.
You've been there, you've done it.
Yes, I'm perfectly fine now at the age I am. I'll be 86 in January. That I can sit and think I've been there and done that already. And, it's not like I have a bucket list.
Yeah, but where do you want to take me? And
No,
where
it's
do you want
not
to take
for
Mom?
you.
It's not
It's
for
the
you.
exposure of you guys
Of
experiencing something together.
Well, this kid's been everywhere. Oh, my Lord.
But what would you like to experience with
But even
her?
if I've been there, like what would you like to do with me that we haven't done yet?
Oh, my goodness.
Or if we have done it and you want to just do it again?
Nashville. Go to Nashville.
Oh, I love
Nashville.
I love Nashville.
And she loves Nashville.
Love Nashville, yes. And she likes Nashville. Yeah.
Is that your answer? Going to Nashville? It totally qualifies.
I mean, since I know she likes it, yes.
Okay. All right, Pam, you're up.
I want to take them both, and we've been to Europe.
Mhm.
Cache and I have been to Italy. We've been to France. But I want to take. I'd love to take Mom and experience it with Cache to Venice. She would love Venice. She would love just. I just think the whole countryside of Italy and just Europe, just to do like a whole little trip to Europe. I think it'd be fun. I'd love to experience that with both of them.
Would you like to go and look at castles? Would you like to climb on top of the Eiffel Tower? What would be the pinnacle place moment?
Well, we would not do any of that. We'd shop. We'd go see the Eiffel Tower, but we'd shop and see all the great fashions that Paris has.
Okay.
And
Fashion Week in Paris?
Fashion Week in Paris.
Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. So, but that's what I like to do.
Okay.
I want to do Hawaii. So it's one place I've not been to. It's a place where the two of them went together. And my senior year, we were supposed to go, and I don't know what happened. It just kind of fell through, I think. But I think Hawaii would be something that, since I haven't been there, it'd be something to experience together.
Okay.
We should be able to accomplish that, shouldn't we?
I know.
Let's do it. Let's make it happen.
All right. So, Patricia, what would be some advice that you'd always like Pam to know from you?
Oh, she's got
as
the
well
same
as
things.
your granddaughter.
I've got the same thing.
No, you say the same.
Oh,
What do you always say?
Well, common sense. To me, I want them to have some things are just so, I mean, I'd rather have common sense than smarts. To me, common sense is so important. And
You got two others that I have on my mind.
what is it?
Patience is a virtue.
Oh, yeah, I've always said patience is a virtue, and what's the other one?
And that if when we're out, she's the bird on our shoulder, so that we make the right decisions.
Yeah. What she always says, I'm on your shoulder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if they're out and I'm not with them, I say, if you have something tapping on your shoulder, it's Nanny.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, what would you like to tell your mother about how she's influenced your life?
Well, like I said earlier, I mean, she is just the most patient and most loving and caring mom ever. She really is. And just like I even said, I mean, she's so been great. I mean, like been truly just very supportive. Always there. That it's just that unconditional love.
And I say pray a lot, and that's what I do with these two. I mean, I get on my knees and I get the Bible out and I pray for them.
And we know it.
Oh, we do know it. Yeah.
We know when she's praying and when her prayers are answered.
So
they work. We just have to remind her, Mom, you got to pray.
And Cache, is there anything you'd like to say to both of them?
Oh. Like, of
what you love?
Oh, I love them both. We have a very unique relationship, I feel like. I mean, I don't really know if there's really a generational relationship like the one that we have. Because no matter like what has gone on in life, I think we've all always come together to always be there like for one another. Our love is very, very strong. We know, especially with the two of us, we know when something's wrong. We know when we don't even have to talk. We just have that sense of knowing like if something's up, if someone's in a mood, if someone
We can tell
is-
by the sound of their voice.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, and I'm sure the
Mhm.
sound of their voice.
Mhm.
and we're
Yeah, but I
not
don't
we're
have to like
Yeah,
talk to her.
yeah, we don't have to talk.
I just know. I know in my heart and my soul. But I think that is a mother's.
Yeah, but I have it with you.
But I know. I just, it's your intuition.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm the favorite grandchild. So
She's always trying to get me. I say you're my favorite granddaughter because she's the only one I got.
Right.
But she's always telling me I'm your favorite grandchild.
because I call more than any of the others.
She does.
I do more with her than any of the others. So I make sure that she does not ever forget.
I'm not about to forget that. That's for sure.
Okay. Is there anything else you guys would like to add?
I want to add a memory. Mom thinks that she is map
MapQuest.
quest
Is what?
map quest
The tour guide.
the tour guide
Oh,
Barbie
my
over
Lord.
here. And every Christmas trip, because there have been a few times where we haven't just stayed in Indy, where we have traveled, and we have gotten lost every single time because she thinks that she knows what she's doing.
But it was funny.
Yeah.
We were in New York. I think you're not going to tell the
I mean,
story?
yeah, I was going to.
No, you go ahead.
Yeah,
you go
you
ahead
tell
from
it.
your point of
You
view.
tell
Yes.
We went to New York, and we were going. My brother wanted us to go to the shoe store because he wanted these shoes for Christmas, and she was like gung ho, like she knew where we were going. We had walked for miles
Oh, yeah.
to get to this store, and I mean, granted, she's a tough cookie, but like it gets tiring walking in New York. So I finally spoke up and was like, I'm done walking. We have to get a taxi if we don't know where we're going. And so Mom was like, I'm going to get the taxi. I'm like, we're not that far away. We're not that far away. Okay. We all get in the taxi. This taxi drives around the block and drops us off in the exact location that he picked us up in because the store was across the street.
Oh, Lord.
Sorry for that snort.
I said, you guys, that was the best
Did you at least
memory.
end up on the side of the street of the store, or you still had to
No,
walk
we
across the
had
street?
to walk across the street. No,
Oh, Lord.
like we.
And that is a true story. That is a true story.
Well, that's beautiful.
Yes, it is.
You guys are a great team. I can
Sure,
tell.
sure. Yeah.
It was hilarious. Oh my gosh. Well, one year we did go to Nashville. We went to Opryland. We stayed at the Opryland Hotel, and there was a tornado.
Yeah,
And we all had to like go in the basement of the hotel. And we're all like, I mean, we're in there with strangers. You know, everybody had to go down there. And that was hilarious too.
Yeah. Well, I forget what we got so tickled.
Yeah, we got.
I think because we weren't taking it seriously.
Well, I don't know, but I just remember it was crazy how we were laughing.
There's a tornado, and we're like having a party down there. So yeah, it's been fun.
That's
We've had
beautiful.
Yeah.
All right. Does anybody else want to add anything before I close this out?
fun. And tonight we're continuing on.
Yeah.
This is our weekend.
Where are you going?
So we're going to go to Tony's for dinner.
Okay.
We're going to stay at the Columbia Club,
Okay.
and then we're going to do the Colts game tomorrow.
Okay.
So
It's well-rounded.
kinda dwindled down to one night, but that's okay. But Cash and I are going to go to New York in a couple weeks.
Fun.
And I'm the tour guide.
Oh, boy.
You've learned,
Yes.
and she's accepted.
Yes, yes, yes. I take charge now.
Yeah.
Well, I think this is a beautiful round robin of 3 generations to be able to share everything. Did you? I'm going to close this out, but I'm going to do a little segment so we can kind of talk about the moment. But thank you very much for sharing. It was a pleasure
Well,
hearing the
it's been
stories
fun,
from you,
really.
and I'm glad you popped in.
Thank
This
you.
has made it
Yeah.
the trifecta of the generations.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to close this out.